Hello, welcome, good afternoon to the 31st of October. Been off for a week, had a bit of a downtime after the club season. Congratulations to all those provincial unions here in New Zealand that went out and won. But now we can get rid of all of that, all of the red and black and the blue and golds and whatever colours you wear during the season, because all we do now is wear black. That's it. Black is the most beautiful colour in the world. So welcome to the show. We're having a bit of a look at what's coming up over the next few weeks, and of course this weekend, and of course the awesome NZ Heartland 15's tour to Samoa that kicks off on Tuesday against the President's 15. And then culminates next Saturday. So we're still trying to find out whether or not we're going to have any streams of that or live streams. And but otherwise, it's it's going to be just all on black. So welcome to the show. If you have any questions, I'll try and answer them. I'm here by myself today, unless we get a surprise visitor watching. But basically, I thought I'll just go through the lineup of who we've got going and what games are coming up, etc. like that. Of course, it all kicks off tomorrow or Sunday morning, New Zealand time. But what I can do is bring this up. I'll just see if I can bring up a bit that's a bit better. Oh, no, I'll go for that one. That's a bit better. So they kick off Sunday morning, New Zealand time. The Barbarians will be taking on the All Blacks 15, or should I call that the South African Barbarians? 99% of the squad is South African. But, of course, they take on the All Blacks 15. And then, of course, we've got Munster hosting an Argentinian 15 at 5 a.m. on Sunday morning. So there's plenty of rugby on. And, and as I said, we'll get stuck into all that in a minute. I've lost my train of thought right there. It's a bit hard doing something by yourself sometimes. But what I can do, though, is just run through the other games we've got coming up this weekend. At 4:10, we've got England taking on Australia. We've got South Africa taking on Japan, which has got some big news to show about the Japanese side. Scotland will be hosting USA, and of course the big one that we'll all be having our bacon and eggs with here in New Zealand, the Irish taking on the All Blacks at 9:10 on Sunday morning. Now I remember what I was going to say. Up until yesterday, there was no actualness of the Barbarians All Blacks coverage, so I actually ended up personally sending a message to Sky to say, hey, is this not going to be on? Because I, like recording shows and stuff. 100% wasn't there. And then I was told about 20 minutes later, oh, it's on Sky 2. So someone hadn't updated the program guide. So a bit of a message to Sky, lift your game. Tell us a bit more than someone complaining you're not showing the game. But we will be able to watch that game live on Sky Sport 2 here in New Zealand from 2 o'clock on Sunday morning. So if you want to get up and have a feast of rugby all Sunday morning, that's where you kick off from. So as I said, but the big game, of course, is Ireland versus New Zealand. But we'll see if we can have a quick look at first who the All Blacks have got coming up, for those that don't know. So it kicks off on Sunday morning against the Irish in Chicago. And then we've got Scotland and Edinburgh on November the 6th. England at Twickenham on November the 15th. And then a big game, actually, on November the 22nd or 23rd New Zealand time is the game against Wales, where we'll see the first female referee of an All Black Test match with Holly Davidson taking control of that. So congratulations to her. But plenty to look forward to. Is it a Grand Slam? Well, it is, isn't it? I mean, sure, one game's been played in America, but over 4 weeks going to be taking on the 4 home unions. So it is a Grand Slam. I remember watching the Grand Slam in '78, and that was awesome occasions to get up at 3 in the morning to watch those games proceed. So, but what we'll do first is we'll have a quick look at the All Blacks 15 to take on the Barbarians on Sunday morning at 2 o'clock. And, we'll start with the forwards. We've got Xavier Numia, Jack Taylor, George Dyer, Josh Beerhair, Caleb Delaney, Kalen Boshier, Dalton Papali'i, who's the captain, and Devon Flanders will be at the back of the scrum at number 8. We have Xavier Rowe at scrum half with Josh Jacob at first 5. Atini Natini Saturo on the wing with David Harveli and Daniel Rona in the centres. Caleb Tangatau is on the wing, and Jacob Ratamatufa, I can never say his name, I really apologise. Neepkins, he's at fullback. And on the impact bench, we've got Brad Slater, Josh Fizatua, Sali Loaki, Jamie Hanna, who's only just been brought into the squad, mind you. Sean Withy from Southland, good to see him there. Kyle Preston, Rivers Rihanna, and Braden Enor. So it's a very strong squad that will be taking on the Barbarians. And as I said, it's there's quite a few what do you call them? Chiefs players in that, but there's a good spread from around the place. Of course, yeah, I mean, it's a good looking team. And of course, they will also be there as backups for if we see any major injuries on the All Blacks side of things after Ireland. The Barbarians, though, this is an interesting one. This is the squad, as you can see: South Africa, South Africa, South Africa, South Africa, South Africa, South Africa. I mean, Rodri Williams, a Welshman. It's an interesting squad that has been picked, and there is Brad Weber there at number 21. But, it will be an interesting matchup. There's quite a few big-name players in there, but I think it will be, run in the true style of Barbarians rugby. And of course, there's only one team. All Blacks 15 by 15. Go the AB babies. So the starting 15 for the big game, though, the All Blacks versus Ireland. So, announced this morning: Ethan de Groot, Cody Taylor, Fletcher Newell, Scott Barrett, and Fabian Holland. Great to see Fabian Holland back from injury. From rest, actually, not injury. Simon Parker continues at number 6 with Artie at 7. Peter Larkai comes in at number 8, which is an awesome move there. And Cam Roygard and Bowden Barrett will be at scrum and first 5, along with Caleb Clark on the wing. Within the centres, we've got Geordie Barrett, Quinn Tupaia, Leroy Carter on the other wing, and, of course, the mercurial Will Jordan at fullback. On the bench, we've got Samasoni Taka'ahau, Tamati Williams, Pasi Tosi, Josh Lord, Wallace Satiti, Cortez Ratama, Lester Firenuku, and Damian McKenzie. So, huge match. Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And as soon as I say that, I look up, and Mike, who's on nursing duties today, has said NZ 15 by 15. And he goes, the AB is going to be 6. I'm actually going to go better than that. I'm going to say 13. I think the All Blacks will get up by 13 points. If you are wondering about how we come up with these picks, we'll just look at the games. The Irish haven't played much, except their club rugby. And it will be, I mean, it's a very, very strong squad. I suppose my only issue is Caleb Clark on the wing. If he doesn't get turned around, that will be, I think he could do some damage. But if he starts getting turned around, that could be a weakness. But at least I've got Lester Firenuku to come on. Good morning, Clarence. He's saying pretty awesome by 10. And so, yeah, well done. So it'll be interesting to see what the TAB odds are. So if we have a quick look, though, at this Irish side, we've got Porter, Shannon, Furlong, Ryan, Byrne. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I meant to drag it up. Beard, Conan, and Van der Fleer on the back row. A very steady Irish pack there. And if we have a quick look over at their backs, of course, ex-Kiwi, Gibson Park, Crowley at first 5, McCloskey, Ringrose in the centres, and then on the wings we've got Lowe and O'Brien with Osborne at the back. And then if we have a quick look at their replacements, we've got Kelleher, McCarthy, he'll be making his debut. Belham, Henderson, Doris, Casey, Prendergast, and a young fella called Bundyaki on the bench as well. So plenty of firepower to come off the bench. But as you can see by this graphic, and the reason I'm bringing this up, there's one guy who plays for Ulster, and that's Stuart McCloskey. You got Jack Crowley from Munster, Targ Byrne from Munster, and then everyone else is from Leinster. So I'm glad Leinster haven't got a game to play this weekend because they're all over in Chicago, which is quite impressive. It's been quite a while since we've probably seen an international side that has 12 of the 15 starters all from the same club, which is very, very impressive. But as we move on, matchups there that we can have a look at now. Of course, you know, it will be interesting to see how Van der Fleer goes up against Artie and Beard. Simon Parker, is this his moment to shine? To me, he's been a little bit quiet. I think Fabian Holland is just going from winning post to winning post, and that will be pretty awesome in itself. But the reason I also mentioned about tipping and all this sort of stuff, below on our, what do you call it? In the comments, well, on our page, shall I say, we are running a Super Brew tipping competition on Super Brew. The link is there, but you can also go to the link on the post below, or downloading it onto your phone. Basically, they're covering all the major teams who are playing over this Northern Tour end of year tour series. So get in and see if you can do a bit better than Mike and myself and all those guys. Mike is saying the number 9's matchup is going to be great, and it is. I mean, I agree with you, Mike. The thoughts between Gibson Park and Cam Roigard, I still think Cam Roigard is a machine. His bullet pass, he is doing really, really well. It's great to see him back from injury. And, you know, I start circling some of these guys, though, in the Irish side, like Bundyaki, like Gibson Park, like James Lowe. They're starting to get on a bit in age, Targ Furlong, etc. There's quite a few guys there that are getting there. I can't actually see a couple of these Irish guys in the World Cup come 2027 in Australia. That's how I'm not seeing the depth in the Irish side. But Ashley Greerton, also looking forward to the ABs taking on Ireland. I tell you, it is absolutely epic. They reckon it's a sellout, so we'll see that. I mean, they said the NPC final last week was a sellout, but there was plenty of empty seats there, which wasn't too good. But, hey, they reckon it's a sellout at Soldier Field. So, yeah, it'll be an interesting one to game to catch up with. So, as we move on, I mean, I can come back to the All Blacks game in a few moments' time, but as I said, I'm here by my lonesome today, so I'm just want to get through all the games that you'll be able to watch over the weekend, because even though half of the South Africans are playing the All Blacks 15, old what's his face has come out with a squad to take on the Japanese at Wembley Stadium. So it'll be interesting to see how many people are at Wembley to watch the South Africans take on the Japanese. And here is the big news from this morning. Warner Dunes, son of Tanya Dunes, Wairarapa Bush CEO, has been given the captain's armband over Michael Leach, who's been, pretty much a consistent captain for Japan. And but it's interesting there. You see Dunes' name there. You see Jack Cornelsen. Yes, son of the Cornelsen who scored 4 tries against the All Blacks. But they've gone for a very international flavoured squad there with Cornelsen, Dunes, Gunter, Leach, Charlie Lawrence, Dylan Riley, Tyler Paul, Falua Makasi, Sam Green, and Tiernan Costley. Quite a few guys that have made Japan home, and it's good on them. But hey, they gave the Australians a run for their money in the wet last week in Tokyo, going down 19-15. And so it'll be really, really great to see another upset at Wembley. So it'll be a good game to actually keep an eye on there. But in theory, I think the what do you call it? Rassie. Thanks. Yeah, exactly. Where's Pollard? Don't know, but he must be resting him for the bigger games coming up. But if we look at that squad, I think it's a well. I go back to it there. Sasha at number 10. He's a machine. Broke the Springbok record a couple of weeks ago, most points in a game. They're still being led well by Sia Khaleesi. It's still a big, big squad, and I think South Africa might win by 25 points. That's my deep feeling there. So anyway, as we move on, as I said, there is plenty on, and I'll bring this up so we can all see it properly. So week 1, this is based from the home nations. So we've got England taking on Australia. We have Scotland taking on the USA for the home nations. And but then, of course, it all kicks in next week when New Zealand end up over, they all start playing each other, Wales, Argentina. But we'll cover those games next week. But there is plenty of matches to come up over the next few weeks. Other games that sort of stand out here is, of course, England, New Zealand in week 3 of this competition. France, Fiji could be an interesting matchup in a couple of weeks' time. Scotland, Argentina. Well, hopefully the Scots don't get too hammered by New Zealand. And then we do have Chile making an appearance there in week 4. They're taking on the Italians. Tonga, they'll be over. Well, it's still to be confirmed, but Tonga taking on Scotland. And as I said, and then it all winds up at the end of the month. So we've got a huge 30 days ahead of us with major test matches from all over the place. So we will, who's going to be your top 2 at the end of all of this? Is it going to be New Zealand? Is it going to be South Africa? Or are they both going to have shockers and the French and the Aussies and the English will jump up above them? So we'll know what happens come the 1st of December in time for Christmas, I suppose, who will be celebrating the summer at number 1 until the rugby starts again next year. But of course, as I said, England, Australia, Scotland, USA, that game's coming up. The Scottish have named their squad. It's an interesting lineup there. Jamie Dobie, Scott Cummings, and our vice captains there with Stafford McDowell as the captain, Ollie Smith, Adam Hastings at the first 5. It's pretty much a standard mix there. If you see the English, they haven't really made any major changes to their squad coming up. The Australians, well, yeah, again, Harry Potter is there on the wing. No real major changes there either. Actually, I'll just skip through all these here because really this is where I was heading to. So the USA-Scotland game. So USA really need to start pulling their finger out. This is why I wanted to jump to it. I mean, they've got a World Cup coming up in a couple of years' time. They need to start getting their house in order. They need to start, you know, if they go down hard to Scotland, don't just dump the squad. You know, use them. Get them used to playing together as a unit, and you'll be fine, basically. Because I think there's just been far too many changes within the USA Eagles squad. And as I said, if we look at that Scottish side to take them on, they're up against it. It's quite a powerful team. And, of course, Scotland are on the rise. They've been playing really, really well in recent years. So good luck to both of those teams on Sunday morning, New Zealand time. Argentina, they're over there as well. They kick off their tour with the game against Munster. There's I can't remember, his name's just completely left me. Clayton McMillan, the new coach for Munster. He's only been in the job for 2 minutes, and now he gets an international against the Argentinians. Very strong squad again from Argentina. Even their reserves bench is looking really, really solid. And so they'll be looking at doing the business over a starting 15 from Munster. Now, as we know, you know, Munster always put up a great battle against touring sides. And McMillan has picked a strong team here. A lot of the guys are out on international duties. But I think Munster, Argentina, yeah, I'd have to lean towards Argentina to get this up by about 20 points in the end. I think it'll be close for a while, but after that, it will be a bit of, you know, let's wait and see. And also, coming up, now the reason I'm showing you this is that there has been a bit of controversy in the Rugby World Cup, and in the rugby world. Unfortunately, poor old Paraguay, who did defeat Brazil at the last qualifying tournament in South America, actually played an ineligible player, and they've gone the ways of Spain over the last couple of years and have been removed from the tournament. So Brazil now take their place. That's on next weekend. And the good news is I'm going to bring you guys virtual of the whole tournament. So we'll start off with, I think it's Samoa, Belgium, and Brazil and Namibia. Just loading all those up into the Rugby Heartland virtual machine. And we'll bring those games to you next week and as we move through the tournament. So that's going to be really, really exciting, actually, because those that know, I do use Rugby Challenge 3 as the main engine. It's the best one for modifying. And the problem there is, unfortunately, that they had an issue, but I have spoken to the people in Australia and they have managed to get it up and running. So that's really, really good news for everybody concerned that loves playing that particular video game. But of course, you may be also wondering, a few changes coming to the StreamYard platform. We now have I'm trying to point to it. We now have what do you call it? There we go. I'm pointing at it now. A QR code. After saying we don't have QR codes, well, you don't need it to chat. That's just a QR code for those people watching us on YouTube to find us on Facebook, to start following us there and seeing what we're up to and how we're doing stuff, etc., etc. New Zealand Heartland 15. Right, so they all kick off. They all got together in yesterday in North Harbour, and really, really looking forward to this two-match tour coming up next week. Of course, they play the President's 15 on Tuesday at 2 o'clock. Still trying to find out whether or not we've got any live coverage. We're really, really hoping someone is going to film it and put it to YouTube, at least. But we'll keep an eye out for that for you. And as soon as we can find any sort of live feed, we will 110% bring it to you and share it. But no team has yet been announced for that game. But as I said on our show last week, at this moment, there hasn't been any injuries, notifications from the initial squad they picked. And so, all we can say is, look forward to seeing who the team is. Probably Sunday, maybe Monday afternoon, we'll hear out who's in that first team to represent the Heartland in Samoa. So that's really, really exciting times for those boys putting on the black jersey. What else do I have to talk about? Not a lot, because I'm all here by myself. You may have seen also our Preserving Sports History videos on a new page that we have set up called Preserving Sports History. There is more to come to that, so keep tuned because I've got some awesome news about that to come up. But otherwise, short, sharp show, only half an hour today. But as I said, jump onto the link below on our Facebook page to come and join us on the Super Brew tipping comp. We'll see if we can, hunt out something maybe for prizes. I don't know. But otherwise, that's about us. A good, nice, quick half-hour wrap of what's coming up. Go the All Blacks. Go the All Blacks 15. And we'll catch up with you all next week to start. It will be probably Tuesday again, because we can start talking about results from the weekend and what's coming up. So welcome. Thank you for joining the End of Year Tour Showdown podcast. And we'll catch up with you all in a few days' time. Go the All Blacks. Yeah, man. Whoop, whoop.